Hey everyone, welcome back to my trails, and today we're going to be working on air supply. This is the trail you guys voted to see more work on, and I'm really excited because it's my favorite trail. We're going to cut the boner log landing steeper, so the Steez Cannon's going to be a lot more fun to ride. We're going to pile up the racer lip and landing. It's going to give you more speed so that we can make the step up way bigger. It's going to be such a fun project, so let's start on the first feature. But before that, let me give you a quick tour of this line. You start out on the roll-in, then break into the Steez Cannon, which I'll change first. A steeper landing here should flow really nicely. Next comes the racer, which I want to make bigger and less sketchy overall. The final feature today is the big step up, which has gone through multiple phases. While I love the feeling it has now, it could be bigger. Ideally, the lip should be a bit steeper and the landing taller and wider. With the tour complete, let's begin work on that Steez Cannon landing. To be fair, I got excited and started this project early, but this landing is still looking great. When grading an area, it's important to scrape rather than dig. This will help in making the landing feel buttery smooth. I want to take the changes on this trail one by one, so instead of piling all this dirt on the racer takeoff to make it taller, I just made it wider as a start so I can try it first. Before we make things permanent with prime dirt, let's test it out. Okay, this should work. I didn't make it longer or shorter. It's probably gonna go a little slower because landing steeper. Let's see how it goes. Oh, that's butter. Step 1 is complete, and we know it works perfectly after the test. I'm going to throw some of the sandy clay on first, and then we can move to the racer. This new dirt is going to hold its shape a lot better, and it should pack in really nicely as it ages. Next up is changing the racer, so let's move it uphill and make it taller. The last thing I want in this lip is for it to be kicky. That just doesn't work with long jumps. I placed my dirt accordingly so I can shape the radius as progress occurs. All I was doing for now was taking the old lip and throwing the dirt uphill with some more on the top for extra height. After over an hour of fine-tuning, I decided the best way to go about shaping this takeoff was to turn my head at an angle and look as if this was a real lip. I could judge the curve better this way because I've built a lot of lips and have a good feel for the radius. I love my floaty lips, so a 2-foot flat chunk at the end should be really fun. This is scary, man. I know. Oh, you got it. I'm amazed that I got the radius right first try. Usually, this doesn't really happen with lips, or at least it's not as perfect as this racer. Now that I've sent it, we can start work on the landing of this same jump. here, I want to make it slightly taller and a bit wider. After all this dirt stacking, I'm finally going to start general shaping and then packing. My goal here is achieved. Instead of this jump being filler into the step up, it's now a highlight of the trail. 100% an improvement. A floaty step down is new to me, and I can't get enough of this feeling. Flying through the air at fast speeds can't be beaten. After a rest day due to all the digging, I came back full force, ready to work on this massive step up. So it's actually like we kind of struck gold right here. It's right next to the jump, but it's downhill, so there's no risk. And the dirt's amazing. You just give it a shovel, and the good stuff, it's not too far down. And that's gonna make it really easy for us to be building our jump. Building a jump up first is never the way to go. Instead of piling taller and wider, the dirt will just spill everywhere and have your jump looking like a cone or an uneven mess. By bringing the lip back and making the base wider, dirt can have a place to rest and you can shape the lip way more easily. Because this jump is so huge, I had to do a lot of fine tuning with the radius, but once that was done, I could try it out. Again, a perfect lip, except...
Oh! Bro, are you okay? Dude. Are you okay?
So yeah, this landing definitely has to be moved out, or the lip has to be steeper. And you know what? I'm honestly thinking of both. After deciding to move this landing up and out, we can finally get to work on this last feature so we can have a session at the end. I don't really remember stacking a lot of dirt for this landing, but I quickly figured out why it looked so big. There were a lot of logs inside. Some of the bigger ones we can reuse, but the smaller ones just aren't safe to have in a jump. With all the logs that we're going to use stacked on this new landing that's a bit taller, we can start on getting dirt. Now time to pack it in so that we can try it out. This time, we're not only going to hit the new jumps, but we're going to session every other jump at the trails. It's going to be a lot of fun as we hadn't had one of these in a long time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the next few minutes of riding. Let's start with air supply. This line is riding better than ever, so the only tasks left to do now are to have fun and ride this new landing in. Phew! I've perfected every feature on this trail, but that just gives me another reason to fine-tune it later on. Now let's do a silly sausage session. With the new trick step up we've created at the end, this line is flowing very nicely. And to finish it off, a little bit of big bike dirt jumps. Thank you all so much for watching to the end. It's because of you guys that I can produce new videos weekly. If you want to see my best riding clips, early builds, or get to vote on what features I should build, go check out my Instagram. I'll link it in the description and put it right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.